Welcome into Extra Time. Don and Frank with me to answer some of your tweets. The first one for you, Don. On yesterday's show, the guys talked about West Ham stopping Manchester United from winning the title. What are Don's memories of that day? Of course, Blackburn Rovers winning it in the end despite that defeat against Liverpool. West Ham holding United to a 1-1 draw, Don.
What a game that was, by the way, stopping Man U winning the league. Blackburn winning the league at Anfield. It was drama. I mean, we've had some brilliant finishes to the Premier League, but being involved in one, we were terrible that season at West Ham. We were really inconsistent. We were fighting relegation for large parts of the season, but there was something on that game for us, obviously. Loads of history between West Ham and Man United, and it was nice on the day. Shame for Man U, but not for us on the day. We played really well, got a 1-1 draw, and Blackburn lifted the title with Kenny Dalglish at Anfield. It was a great story.
How aware were you of what was going on at Anfield, on the pitch?
Yeah, quite aware. We knew from the chants from the West Ham fans that everything was going, obviously, in Blackburn's favour. But then, obviously, the twists at the sort of end when Liverpool scored a couple of goals, which threw us off kilter. And then, obviously, we're trying to hang on for the result because, at the end of the day, we were trying to get a result for us, not just to stop Man United. It was a large part, obviously, of that scenario. But at the end, it was very confusing the last sort of 2 or 3 minutes when you're involved in a game on the last day of the season when it matters for your club, for Man United, and also the two clubs elsewhere.
Meanwhile, today marks the anniversary of Arsenal wrapping up that Invincibles season with that victory against Leicester. However, this question Frank asked, does Arsenal losing to Chelsea in the Champions League diminish their Invincibles season in any way?
No, because it's another competition and you have to be very consistent in order to win a championship, especially when you are invincible. So it shows the strength you can have. But you can lose one game. They didn't during the full season of the Premier League, but they did in the Champions League. But they still remain like the invincible. It says a lot, and I think they deserve all the credit for that.
Don?
I agree. I don't think it really matters. You are invincible in the Premier League, and that's the holy grail, really. If you can do that. I think Milan done it. I think with Arrigo Sacchi. I think in the early 90s, might have been late 80s. It doesn't really matter, does it? If you go invincible in the Premier League in that competition, you lose a Champions League. They still have got that record that everyone else is chasing. Liverpool were chasing it this season and couldn't get there.
Don, do you agree with Gary Neville that Rooney, Tevez, and Ronaldo are the Premier League's best ever front three?
He makes a very good argument. I was trying to think of Chelsea's front three, and I couldn't really come up with a combination that would rival those three. He's obviously talking about Liverpool's front three at the minute, who are absolutely on fire. I mean, Arsenal had some terrific players, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Overmars. They might come in the conversation, but I think Gary's just pipped it on that one. I think that three on their day is something special.
Frank?
Yeah, fantastic front three, and of course, when you're a defender, you can have some nightmares the day before you're going to play against them. But it's true that what I see, and we watch lots of Liverpool game. Every game we see the front three that I think is going to win the Premier League this season. The three at Liverpool, they're absolutely great as well. So it's hard because it's another generation to compare. But yeah, they were definitely a fantastic front three, but not maybe the best one for me.
How well, Frank, do you think players like Pele, Platini, George Best would get on in today's modern game?
They would do great. They will be more prepared. They will follow diet. I think they will stop drinking. You know what I'm talking about. So I guess they would be fantastic because they are the skill, they are the talent, they are the stamina, and no doubt that the three would have been stars in the new football. And yes, especially those three that you named. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, Pele, Platini, George Best, they were absolutely fantastic. And when you watch, you know, games, even if it's slower, even if it's another football, another world of football, you still realize that they were special, and they were.
A key part to it as well, Don, which was highlighted, if anyone's seen the Maradona documentary, they'd be protected a lot more than they were in their day by referees.
Yeah, great documentary. I remember the tackle, the Butcher of Bilbao, which broke Maradona's ankle, and you're right, playing on terrible pitches. I would like to think, I mean, the question is the modern day Galacticos, could they play in Pele and Platini and George Best era when the pitches were terrible and defenders were going through you left, right and centre? So they'd done a lot of damage back then, defenders. So I think the three guys that you've mentioned, I think would be superstars and Galacticos. Their football brain would take over. You talk about George Best's balance and the way Platini played the game, it just come very, very easy to him. He had great vision. And Pele would still be banging in goals. He'd still get 1,000 goals.
Don, most top managers are average football players, and while top football players are average managers. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's hard to argue. The cycle's completely different. It's very individual. You could see some very, very or excellent footballers completely fail at being a manager. It's a totally different skill set. I've been there in a dressing room when I've listened to players that I knew give team talks, and they absolutely go to bits. It's not a nice scenario. And the very best. Listen, does it matter? Does it matter for people like Mourinho? Does it matter that Jurgen Klopp wasn't really a successful footballer? Arsene Wenger, I don't think hit the heights he did as a player, as a manager. I think it's just an individual thing, and you either take the management and you take to it very well and easy, or you really, really struggle.
Guardiola, Zidane, Frank Lampard. I mean, absolutely fantastic players and fantastic coaches. So. There is no rule for that.
Wait, Mr. Chelsea. What three names did you just say? Pep Guardiola.
Yeah. Zinedine Zidane.
Who were the other two?
Frank Lampard.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing to complain about Frank Lampard.
You can't name three as the example and have Frank Lampard as a third. That's ridiculous, Frank.
And why? Because he only had one season playing for Chelsea, working for Chelsea?
Yes, but look, Zinedine Zidane, numerous Champions League titles. Pep Guardiola's won everywhere that he's been. Frank Lampard couldn't get Derby promoted and has done Chelsea, what, up to fourth in a mediocre Premier League. I think you calm down there a little bit.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that, but do you think that I feel that he's going to be a fantastic coach? Because I feel he's going to be a fantastic coach. And I want to see also Steven Gerrard, what he did in Scotland and he was going to do. There is no rules, what I want to say. There is no rule. It's the key of that job is to realize, another example, Didier Deschamps, I'm sorry, fantastic player, fantastic coach. But the thing is, you need to forget about what you felt when you were a player and in order to accept what your new player is going to do to you. And you have to forget about your career. Because if you think that the charisma and the aura that you have is going to be enough, it's going to last like 2-3 months, and we saw that with Thierry Henry, but it's not going to work for long term. And I'm sorry, but I feel that Frank Lampard has all the tools to become fantastic, like Steven Gerrard and maybe some others that I don't have in mind.
Who's better friends with Frank Lampard, you or Don?
I don't really know Frank. I mean, I never played against him. I played against him at West Ham, but I didn't play with him at Chelsea. I have to say that when he was playing for West Ham, I would have put a penny on his career. Really, I thought he was. And I talked about Christophe Dugarry, about him, and I said that he really surprised me, the way he handled his career and what he achieved. But when he was playing for West Ham, it wasn't at all the Frank Lampard that we saw after at Chelsea. So I don't know him. I met him like a couple of times, but I salute his talent and what he does so far.
Don mentions on every show that he's been speaking to Frank like daily. That's all that we hear, Frank, every time he's on.
I'm just scrolling through my phone now, Dan, and I'm just about to send you a picture of myself and Frank Lampard on holiday together many, many years ago. So there you go. It's on its way.
After that, there's just so many messages from you to Frank Lampard, just no blue ticks, none at all, all unread. Right. Okay, where are we? Did either of you have any serious injuries throughout your career? If so, what was the injury and how long were you out for? Let's start with you, Frank.
I never had any surgery. I was very fortunate. I had a groin problem the first year that I played for Chelsea, and I needed anti-inflammatory in the night before in order to get out of my bed the morning after to train, and I played for 6 months with anti-inflammatory, and I got an ulcer in my esophagus after, and I treated my stomach for 6 months and my esophagus. So yeah, that was the biggest injury that I had, which is not really a big one, because I played.
Don has just sent me a picture of him with Frank Lampard, but it looks like you're not really on holiday together. It looks like he was on holiday and you asked for a picture, Don. That kind of is how I'd sum that up.
I'll send you a better one then. I'll send you a better one, Dan.
Injuries, Don?
Pardon?
What injury do you have? Worst one?
Worst one, ACL, no doubt. I stayed away from injuries. I think all footballers have had hernias when they were young. And I had my ACL rupture in a game at Upton Park when I was 30-31 against Middlesbrough. Tried to chase Frank Quadru, the left back, down, and just got my studs caught on the turf, and my ruptured ACL just went straight away. Then I was obviously rehabbing that, had the surgery, which is a brutal surgery back then to come back from, really painful. And it took me 9.5 months to come back and play a reserve game. Mentally, I was all over the place. I didn't want to strike a ball. I didn't want to whip a ball. It was horrible. And then Thomas Repka, my teammate, who was an absolute fruitcake, was training with me at the time. And Glenn Roeder put a session on and he said, do not tackle Don. Do not tackle him. Well, Thomas Repka, red mist came down. He tackled me, wiped me out, put me up in the air, straight back down on my backside. That was me back. I knew after that tackle I was okay.
Wow.
Wow.
What
a story.
Okay. Frank, name a player from Scotland other than Craig Burley, Don Hutchison, who isn't really, or John Collins. Yes, I just saw that quiz.
Kenny Dalglish? Was he Scottish? Yes.
Yes,
I think he was
there
Scottish.
you go. Perfect.
And you have also, what's the name of the former Coventry coach? The red hair. Yes, Strachan. Was he was Scottish?
Yeah.
Wasn't he?
Gordon Strachan?
Yeah, do you see? I know so many
Steve
Scottish.
Nicol, maybe you could have as well, Frank?
Yeah, Steve Nichols, of course. Yeah, but we were talking about technical players. No, we weren't. I'm sorry.
Cooking has been a bit of a topic on Extra Time. Could either of you legitimately beat Craig in a highly competitive in-studio multi-course cooking competition? I fear Shaka is in over his head and Craig would wipe the pots and pans with him. Frank, your culinary skills, would you be able to take on Craig?
No, I'm very bad in anything in cooking, because I think eating is just to survive. It's not really for pleasure. I think more about a good red wine or champagne to enjoy my life, but food, not really. Tonight is going to be pasta and that's it.
Oh, wow. Don?
That surprises me. I thought Frank would have had something up his sleeve. Basic I am, Dan. If it comes to breakfasts, I'm good. Bacon, poached eggs, toast, avocado. I'm not bad there. Main meals I would struggle. I would only probably have a chili con carne or a spag bol. That's as far as my cooking culinary skills go.
Final question, Frank. I love electromagnetics. Are you related to Shia Laboeuf?
Well, first, it's not the same spelling, so I don't know. It's like asking if Robin Williams was the brother of Robbie Williams. I don't know. Yes, no. I really like Shia Laboeuf, but it's not, in any case, one of my cousin or whatever brother what he would be, or son. No, he's not. He's not. And I'm a much more better actor. The world has to know that.
Oh yeah. That is it. That wraps things up from another eclectic mix on Extra Time. Thank you very much, gents. Just a reminder, we are with you 7 days a week now on ESPN FC. Join us tomorrow as we'll be breaking down everything you need to know about those Bundesliga games. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.